Hi, my name's Ian. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I'm hopefully going to post a number of astrophotography videos, and I look forward to having you on board to enjoy the ride with me and my various adventures out in the great outdoors. I decided to reshoot the introduction to this video, which is on the recent total lunar eclipse. This is because I've been finding I've been making quite a number of fundamental mistakes in putting together and shooting my videos at night to put my astrophotography videos together. One of the problems I found was that I was tending to wander slightly out of the field of focus, and when I was shooting at f1.4 my face rapidly became way out of focus and it looked terrible. And I would have been embarrassed to have posted that to YouTube as one of my first videos. However, I've decided to post this video, warts and all, and if you've got any constructive suggestions of how I can improve it, I'll very much welcome those, as I'm very much in a learning process with these sorts of videos, and particularly shooting videos at night. Well, I just wanted to show you my setup, which basically involved shooting the eclipse with two cameras, and essentially I used both cameras on my two trackers. The first was my Nikon D810, which I mounted on the Skywatcher Star Adventurer tracker. And the advantage of using this tracker is it's actually got a moon guiding function, which is tailored to the movement of the moon, which is actually slightly different to the movement of the stars. And so it's great having that particular function to use. And by using that function, I was able to keep the moon easily within the field of view for an hour and a half without any major problems at all. It didn't drift or anything like that. It stayed pretty well in the same spot in the frame. So this is the setup on the Skywatcher Star Adventurer, and basically the lunar settings, this one here. I thought I'd just show it to you in the video. The second camera, my Nikon D850, I set up on my MSM Nomad rotator, and I attached to it a 300mm lens, which is a crop sensor lens. The lens is incredibly light, and I knew that the MSM tracker would be up to carrying the weight of that camera plus the lens without any difficulty at all, and it performed flawlessly. I shot a number of images of the moon at exposures ranging from 4 to 8 seconds at f7.1 at ISO 200 to 400, and a lot of them turned out very sharp, and I was very pleased with them. One of the difficulties I had with them the particular night in question, it was absolutely blowing a gale, and so in particular with the 500mm lens on the Skywatcher Star Adventurer, I really noticed the imaging rocking around and moving around on my on the back of the camera using live view, and I thought, gosh, I might not get many shots. Fortunately, there was pauses where the wind and the strong winds and that died down, and I was able to, in those times, to get a few nice track shots of the moon on the 500mm lens. It's interesting that surprisingly the MSM Nomad was less affected by the wind, and possibly because the setup was far lighter, and it just seemed to work better just in that particular context. So to use the MSM tracker, I just simply used the standard tracking function for the southern hemisphere. You can see the moon just above to the left there of the camera that's shooting. It's really quite dark indeed now, even though it's obviously a full moon. Just panning around here, that's light pollution from nearby Goulburn. You can see the Pleiades and the high 80s rising there, which are our summer stars. You can see Orion too, Sirius, you can see. So it's quite much clearer here, although there is a tiny bit of light pollution and of course a bit of moisture in the air as well, which is quite not unusual for these areas. So I'll continue imaging. Yeah, you can see the distinct orange red of the moon in the video now. Oh, that might have been a meteor. You beauty. I'll be able to play that back and see how it looks. Oh, that might have been a meteor. Well, it's just about the mid-eclipse now. It's probably just a few minutes after it actually. The moon is actually quite dull now, quite difficult to see. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of fine mist and cloud sort of coming over occasionally and sort of partially obscuring the moon. But that just seems to be the nature of these sorts of gigs. Since I last shot the last video, I also set up my Nomad shoot move with my Nikon D850 with a 300mm lens on it, which is quite light. It's actually a crop sensor lens, so it's not a very heavy outfit at all. And the idea is that the move rotator would easily be able to sort of cope with it. But the summer stars are looking absolutely lovely now. Yeah, so it's about 4:30 now, so it won't be long before dawn starts and it'll be starting to get light. Hopefully I'll be able to get a bit of the eclipse as twilight sort of starts to hit, but it's very dark and it might not be that easy to capture. I am having some trouble with the 500mm lens on the Star Adventurer rather. It's 4:30 in the morning, so it's starting to get a bit vague, and I'm getting a bit of camera lens shake with it. However, I'll keep shooting and see how it goes. Yeah, cloud certainly has made it very difficult tonight. It's certainly starting to obscure most of the sky now, but it was certainly worth the short drive from home to come just a little bit further to the northeast to hopefully find some semi-clear skies. You can just see a bit of Orion there popping through a gap in the cloud. It won't be long before it starts to get light, and I'll be then starting to